Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Pokemon, the podcast where we talk anything and everything Pokemon. And I am your host, Andrew. I think that's the first time I've ever mentioned that in the 16 episodes, 17 episodes that I've done on this podcast so far. I think I came to that realization when I was listening back on my last podcast episode, and I realized I never said my name ever. And then after hearing all the other podcasts I listened to and how they always introduce themselves, it dawned on me. I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever said my name. I remember my first episode that I kind of talked about my history with Pokemon and kind of my upbringing with it a little bit, but I don't think I've ever officially said my name. So there you go. It's Andrew. You can call me Andrew. I also am a middle school teacher. I don't think I've ever said that either. And yes, if you're wondering, wow, a middle school teacher, are all those horror stories about teaching a pandemic true? I can confirm those horror stories are true. It's a very, very grueling job to have nowadays. But I come to this podcast, I do this podcast, not to talk about my job. I want to get away from that. Pokemon has given me kind of an escape away from my job on a daily basis, and it's just nice to look at my cards, look at my collection, and just kind of I guess go back to my childhood memories and nostalgia behind it. So yeah, we're not going to talk about my job. Maybe at some point in the future, if I ever start doing live streams or Q&As or whatever, maybe I'll bring it up. But as of right now, we got a lot of Pokemon stuff to talk about. Yeah, I would say a lot of Pokemon stuff, some hefty information, and a topic that I kind of want to talk about towards the end of the episode about collecting in general, the ups and downs to collecting, I should say. But we got a little bit to catch up on. I kind of have the beginning of the episode talking about just general things that have happened in the past week. For instance, I want to bring up about Rivals Week a little bit in Pokemon Go. And then that's pretty much it that's kind of happened in the Pokemon world. But there is actually something else that I wanted to throw in here about Pokemon Snap. Now, I know I haven't really mentioned anything about Pokemon Snap recently, even though we did get a 6-minute trailer, I think, sometime last week. We also have a new trailer that just popped up, I think, the other day, along with a website and everything. But I wanted to save that for next week's episode, because next Friday's episode is going to be recorded before new Pokemon Snap comes out. And so I kind of wanted to just kind of publish an episode where it's just me talking about my I guess my experience with Pokemon Snap back in the day when the Snap Station used to be a blockbuster and whatnot. So, I'm going to hold off on all Pokemon Snap talk until next week. So sorry if that's what you were hoping for, but I'd rather have it just kind of all together. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into some of the news stuff. Like I said, a lot of things kind of decently spread out between Masters Go and even in the TCG department. But let me start talking about Rivals Week first. So Rivals Week is happening. Had happened. Sorry, it's already over. But that was when Screlp and Clauncher. Yeah, Clauncher is the first form, and then Clauncher is the second. I don't remember, to be honest with you. But either way, they were finally released. Then you can get their candies to evolve them. But was it just me? But they were incredibly hard to not just find, but also catch. I don't know if it's just my area, but it took me a while to just even get one of each. And then eventually, at the end of it, I think I caught four Clodsers and 4 Skrelps. And then I had to use some of my rare candy to get them to 50 so I can get their evolved forms, Dragalge and Clauncher. I think Clauncher, I can't remember which is which, as that's going to kill me later. But it was incredibly difficult, or that's an exaggeration. Let me be honest with you. That is an exaggeration. Incredibly difficult. It's just me being kind of whiny. I'm used to just having, I guess I have the fortune of being in a decent area where there's kind of a good amount of spawns, and there's like a few Pokestops around that I can just, every time I like, drive on by, or like head back home, like I can hit up a couple Pokestops in a gym or once in a while. But it was just very odd. And even if I did find some, like the chances of me actually capturing them or just getting them in one or just two Pokeballs was rather difficult. Even just like hitting with great throws and excellent throws, it was just like, I don't understand why they were this difficult. And I had like this weird conspiracy in my head going on, thinking that that Niantic had purposely made these Pokemon difficult for that reason. Like even the Electabuzz and Magmar were difficult to catch. I don't know if that's the case. Like I would think that if you're going to promote Pokemon, make it easier to well, not even make it easier, but again, maybe I'm just complaining because I just have really bad luck. I think that's just what it came down to. I just have awful, awful luck. Although I'd be curious to know like what your guys' experience was, if it was difficult for you, or if it was super easy. But like I said, I had to use candy to get my scrub to Dragalge, and now thinking back on it, I don't have the evolved form of Clauncher, Clauncher. You know what I'm talking about. I don't have the evolved form, so I still have to hopefully come across that Pokemon to get more candy in order to get the evolved form. But alas, that was my experience for Rivals Week. It was fine. It was okay. I did like seeing more water Pokemon out there, but it's just the catching rate just seemed very, very fishy to me. All right, now with that out of the way, something really exciting is coming up for Pokemon Snap. And like I said, I'm gonna save most of the Pokemon Snap talk, almost all the Pokemon Snap talk to next week. But I did want to bring this up because this is something that everyone should be kind of aware of, just in case you want to get this particular item. So I'm gonna read this that came straight from Sarah B. Nintendo have partnered with Fujifilm to release a new instant photo printing device. This device, the Instax Mini Link SE, comes with an app that allows for you to share images from Nintendo Switch to the app in order to print out special photos taken in-game. Super Mario World 3D, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and new Pokemon Snap all have special borders, and there's a special Pikachu case coming for the device as well. The app and special edition printer is due for release April 30th, 2021 in Japan. Europe and North America... Yes, it is due to release April 30th, 2021 in Japan, Europe, and North America. A Pikachu bundle... Now, this is kind of an important deal, especially if you want the kind of like the special edition Pokemon version. The Pikachu bundle, which comes with the special edition device, as well as a Pikachu case, will come to Japan on April 30th, and the US in May, and Europe in June. So, I think a lot of people would have... I really liked for them to figure out a way to hit the nostalgia of like the Snap Station used to do in Blockbuster. But obviously, no one goes and prints out their photos like they used to. So things are very different nowadays, and everyone just wants things instantly. So I think doing a the printing, like coming with a printer, a little special mini focused printer on just printing photos, is kind of a good idea, I guess. Have one off to the side next to your Switch, especially if you got the Pikachu case. It's going to go very, very well. It's going to blend in well with your collection and stuff like that. So this is exciting. I think this is cool. I'm wondering what the ink is like, because ink can get very expensive when it comes to photos. And I'm wondering what the price of this is. I could be wrong, but I think I saw like $50 for this printer somewhere. But don't quote me on that. You might want to do a little bit more research on that. But as far as where this is going to be sold, I don't know about other countries, but here in the U.S., if it's just going to be a Pokemon Center exclusive, that's kind of an issue. I kind of hope it's available in other retailers like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, and whatnot. But that at least gives us more chances of getting it, because I'm very, very cautious nowadays. I'm very look for face the reality situation where we might have scalpers kind of nabbing these things and trying to sell them for obviously double the price. I hope that's not the case because I really do want to get this bundle, even if it's just for a collector's sake. But I think I'll obviously kind of use it. I'm really excited about new Pokemon Snap, and I would like to print out my own pictures. I think that'd be just kind of like a neat little thing to do. So yeah, keep an eye out for that Pikachu bundle. Hopefully we'll get some more info as to where it's going to be released in the US pretty soon. Interesting that Japan gets it before us and Europe has to get it later. I wonder why that is, because if the app and the special edition printers all come in on the same day everywhere, why the Pikachu case makes it kind of differentiate like the area release dates. I don't know. I'm not going to think too much into that. So just something to keep in the back of our head, I suppose. All right, now as far as the video game department stuff, we'll do video games, then TCG, and then we'll do the Pokemon Center. Nothing happening in Unite yet, which is very strange still, because I feel like we should get something from Pokemon Unite, but there's been no update. Is this still in beta? I don't think it's in beta anymore. I think it was only supposed to be for a month, but I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, we'll get something soon. Pokemon Cafe, just right now they're doing their Gengar repeat event in game until May 5th, and that there's been an update for like 30 more stages or something like that. I can't quite remember what the exact number is. I think it's 30. I think it's 30 stages or 25 orders or something like that. But let's talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield. The only update really quick is that the Wild Area event has now promoted Ice Cube raids. So from Cerebi, it says the Wild Area event has now shifted in Pokemon Sword and Shield for a new extra event. With this, for the next few days, Ice-Cube will be available to celebrate World Penguin Day with shiny Ice-Cube to be available. That's a thing, World Penguin Day? I did not know that was an actual thing. I gotta look that up. Anyway, it's only for the weekend. It closes out sometime Sunday night. So, play up on those Sword and Shield raids and get your shiny Ice-Cube. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but I always know that the podcast, it's super effective, has always like the infographic for that, so you can check them out for that detail there. And that's it for Sword and Shield. They're also doing Players Cup 3 this weekend. I want to say it's for both TCG and VGC, so just keep an eye out for that. I know for TCG they're sending out codes to get certain cards. Weakness Policy I think is a code out there that you can get. They announced it I think it's on their Twitter page for Pokemon. You can get a Weakness Policy item in Sword and Shield if you wanted to. But moving into Pokemon Go. We're going to do Pokemon Go before Pokemon Masters. Sustainability Week is happening. So if you want your Binacle, which is the newest Pokemon to be added, and a chance at Shiny Trubbish, now is the time. There is a lot of Trubbish being spawning right now. So also with Grimer. A lot of Trubbish, a lot of Grimer, but barely any Binacle. Again, if you're adding a new Pokemon and it's part of an event, why not promote it more? I don't understand. If you're not promoting it just to keep the rarity behind it to make it valuable, I just don't buy into that. I just think it should be more spawns of it because it makes it feel like it's a special event focused on that Pokemon. Maybe I'm alone in that boat of mentality, but I'm just saying. It's kind of slightly frustrating that I can't get my Barbaricle yet because I just haven't caught enough Binacle to get the candy. And that's even with me using Pineapple Berries. I think I've only caught 3 Binacles so far, and it's already been 3 or 4 days in Sustainability Week, so I don't know. It is kind of, as weird as it sounds, it is kind of neat to see a lot of Grimer and Trubbish spawn. I had to think back on that and just really quick. It does sound weird, but I've always been a fan of Trubbish, and Grimer's just G1 Kanto, so I'm okay with both of those Pokemon. I'm really looking forward, though, if I can get a shiny Trubbish. But if you are listening to this on Saturday, April 24th, then understand that from 11 to 2, you got that Pokemon Go Friendship Day happening. However, they made a change to the XP. So now instead of a collection challenge that gets you 100,000 XP and a global challenge that can get you 20,000 XP, the global challenge has now been removed and the collection challenge will give you 175,000 XP as a reward. At present, it's not clear why this has been changed. I don't know why they decided to do that. Global challenge gets you 20,000. Collection challenge gets you 100. Do they not have enough confidence in the global challenge? Because it is a short event from 11 to 2, right? That's like 3 hours to do for everyone to contribute. They might have maybe not had a lot of confidence in people being able to achieve that. So they're like, yeah, you know what? Let's add it to the collection challenge and then give them more XP. But I'm going to assume that then the collection challenge is going to be just a little bit harder than what it initially was. But hey, 175,000 XP. My question though is, can you use a lucky egg to double that so you can get the the 350,000 XP? Because that would be very nice, especially for those that trying to grind up to the level 40 cap for the minimum requirement to get a Mew. Other than that, there is a special weekend event for Japan on May 29th for people who have spent over 550 yen from Yoshinoya restaurants in Japan. There's a special weekend boost that boosts Unknown Y, Sableye, Swirlix, and Spritzy. Cool. A little mini event. I think that's pretty sweet. It was a May 29th for people who have spent over 550 yen. It doesn't seem clear, though, if it's only for just that day or if it's for a limited, time period, like 11 to 2 situation. I don't know. But I've always been a fan of these, kind of regional events that they're always been doing. So kudos to Niantic on this one. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this before because this was a Pokemon Go news thing, but Team Go Rocket has been removed from Pokemon Go for quite a while. So in case you were wondering why you haven't seen those rocket balloons anywhere, well, they took them out. There was some sort of glitch with it going on, but it seems that Team Go Rocket have returned to Pokemon Go through balloons and Pokestops. And to celebrate this, Shadow Zapdos will return again from June 1st through June 17th. So that's pretty nice. They kind of given another chance for those that want to get Shadow Zapdos. And they're giving you a free box that contains 30 Pokeballs and 1 Super Rocket Radar. I think that's not bad. Not bad at all. So, yay for Team Go Rocket coming back. I was kind of missing on some of the battles, but they're back better than ever, maybe? I don't know. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, Team Go Rocket was kind of annoying to begin with when they started doing the hot air balloon. But after them being gone, I was like, oh, this is kind of sad. It's an empty sky. So, I'm happy that it's back. I just hope it's not as frequent or doesn't feel as frequent as it did before. But that's it for Pokemon Go. So all that's done and taken care of. We can go into Pokemon Masters. I was actually a little bit excited for Pokemon Masters this week, even though I kind of finished the new event that came up, which I'll talk about in a second. Also quick update. I finally got my Poplio, my Elio and Poplio sync pair, and I'm ashamed to say that I spent more money than I think I've ever done on the sync pair on just getting Poplio. I'm not going to say the exact amount, but it is just, it's not super ridiculous high. Just let's be mindful here. It's not like I buy gems all the time. I also am kind of stingy with money, but I'm also just not proud of how much I spent for this one. So yeah, I got him anyway, and I think it's a pretty cool Pokemon, so I'm happy with that. But in Pokemon Masters, there is a new egg event happening right now. The event is the Water and Electric type egg event, and you get a opportunity to get a sync pair of your main character with Voltorb, Elekid, Squirtle, and Goldeen, with Shiny Elekid, Squirtle, and Goldeen being available. And this will run until May 6th. Also, there's a chance, there's the Pokefair Scout. There's a new one added to get N and Zekrom again. So N and Zekrom have returned because of the legendary arena event that's happening right now, which features Tornadus, and it will run until April 22nd. It says that it allows for players to face off against the legendary Pokemon Tornadus. It cannot be inflicted with any status conditions other than paralysis. And I wiped the floor with this one in like about an hour, like all 3 tiers. Now, I was lucky because when N and Zekrom first came out, I did manage to pull 3 of them. So I got a 3 out of 5 N and Zekrom. I got also I think it was a 2 out of 5 Volkner and Luxray. And then I can't remember who I used as my 3rd Pokemon. I almost want to say it was Blastoise. Possibly Blastoise, but I mean the N and Zekrom did a lot of the work. Its main electric attack does paralysis on the Pokemon. Also with Luxray's Thunderfang, also inflicting paralysis and even flinch sometimes. Just those 2 together just work very, very well. So it was fairly easy, I felt like, to take down this legendary event. It was a lot of fun, I thought, and I think it was just mainly fun because I was winning, so to speak. But yeah, it's there. I really don't think though it's that difficult. Just make sure you have some good Pokemon that can put some paralysis on Tornadus, and just get a heavy hitter electric type Pokemon if you can. So there's that, and then also there is some Spotlight Scouts happening for the sync pair of Guzma and Golisopod and Lusamine and Pheromosa, which will run until May 2nd. But this scout pair also added Guzma's 6-star EX outfit, which I didn't know Lusamine and Pheromosa already had one. At least that's what it shows here. So Guzma is just a new one that's kind of added if you wanted that 6-star EX power. And then the only other thing to mention is that starting on May 3rd, for the month of May, Champion Stadium's going back to the Kanto Challenge. So going back to Kanto Elite Four and facing off against Blue, the champion. And that's it when it comes to the mobile games. It's not a lot in Pokemon Go. Not a lot in Masters, but it's not like a small amount of stuff. Like I said, it's a decent, hefty chunk of news. So yay on that part. Now, moving on to the TCG department, because we got some pretty interesting stuff here. I guess the first thing that I'll mention is kind of like going through some of the the secret rares of Silverlance and Jet Black Spirit, because I think last week I mentioned that the whole set was kind of already released and we got to see all the cards, and then like a couple days after that we got to see the secret rares were being leaked out. Well, Poke Beach now has the full display of all 50 secret rares from both sets, and oh boy, let me tell you, this from a collector standpoint, this is going to be probably one of the best sets to get. The full arts and the alternate arts to a lot of these Pokemon are just mind-blowing. Like, okay, so I'm going to look at some right now, and I don't think there's one that I dislike. I don't think there's one that I just can't stand. Like, everything is just great. The alternate art for Tornadus is awesome. Kind of like going through a forest and, what is it? I think it's Squirvit and Scorbunny just kind of being blown through, the tornado that Tornadus has kind of built up. There's a Galarian Rapidash with its horn glowing, touching a flower, which is pretty nice. You got Calyrex and Glastrier walking on water, but there's like Deerling like coming up to it, and they're just like it looks like they're just talking to each other, catching up on some some of their adventures. The full art Flannery is awesome. What else is there? The secret rare Bronzong looks nice. The Celebi what is it? I wonder if we're gonna get the alternate art Celebi in this set when it comes out for us, because it was a booster box promo in Japan, and those sold out quick. I think it was like within an hour that sold out. But I feel like it would just be included in our set, and just that looks pretty beautiful there. Zeraora just like on a mountaintop, I guess, and just it's such a calm picture to look at. Metagross looks sick. Blissey looks awesome. I can't emphasize enough that you guys need to go to Poke Beach and just check out these secret rares. Like, it is just amazing what they are doing with these cards. But my favorite item to pick from this, I need as many of these as possible, but there is a beautiful secret rare gold water energy card. Like, imagine how, like, the energy cards are now, right? It's got, like, the little flame thing going on off to the side, but it's got, like, stars just shining all around it, and it is gorgeous. It is way better than the Sun and Moon secret rare water energy card. Like, I need as many of them as possible. So if any of you ever pull this, please message me. Let me know how much you want for it. I might consider buying them off of you as long as it's at a reasonable price. But yeah, it looks too good, too good. So I'm hoping I can pull at least one of them, and hopefully they won't be too expensive, so I can buy some more as singles when they go on the market. But yeah, check out those secret rares out there. They're just worth looking into. You will not regret it all once bit. Other TCG news, we do have a new tournament collection box coming out. In fact, it is specifically focused on Marnie. It will release on August 22nd. It will come with 7 booster packs, a deck box, 4 promo cards, a set of 65 card sleeves, 2 condition marker coins, and 6 damage counter dice. There is no MSRP announced yet. But it can confirm that there are 2 of the 4 promo cards will feature Marnie. So it's going to come with 4 promo cards. 2 of them will be Marnie. And it appears that the most likely promo is definitely going to be the Marnie in it's the tournament outfit, I guess, that people thought it was supposed to be in Shiny Fates, because I think we got Piers in the tournament outfit in Shiny Face, but we never got Marnie, so people were kind of thrown back on that, and it seems like they were pulling it from the set to save it for this specific collection box. So this is going to sell out very quick. This is one of those hot items that you just have to make sure you are right there for the pre-orders once they come up. Otherwise, scalpers are going to be all over this one. So please make sure that you are up to date with those news. Obviously, I'll mention it if something ever comes up here. Tweets, I'll retweet whatever news I see. So, make sure you follow social media, as much Pokemon social media as possible. And it appears that we're also going to get a new trainer's toolkit coming out in August. Now, it doesn't exactly specify what cards will be in there, but in these trainers toolkits, you're going to get 50 useful cards, so they're going to be mainly trainers, a couple promo cards, definitely a lot of energy cards, some booster packs. I think it's only 4 Pokemon booster packs, 65 card sleeves, a deck builder's guide, a rule book, 6 tournament legal dice, 2 condition markers, and a code card. So that's pretty sweet. I think that's kind of nice that they're doing that every so often. I don't remember when the last Trainer's Toolkit. I don't think it was just last year. I think it was 2 years ago. So that's kind of nice that they're being giving with that, like to make sure that people have a way to play competitive. And this just makes it easier for, collectors to get into that more so. So this is a great idea. I think this is a very cool item that they created, and I hope they continue to do that for a very, very long time. The only other news to mention in the TCG department is that the rotation is happening for 2022. In the 2022 TCG rotation, I'm going to read this off of Cerebi. Poke Beach does have a longer article about that, so if you want to know the finer details about that, please check out Poke Beach. But in the Cerebi summary, It says the Pokemon Company International have announced a format rotation for 2022 and will be live from September 10th, 2021. This rotation includes all cards from Sword and Shield onward, specifically cards with the D and E and any future regulation marks. The 2023 rotation next year will then remove cards with the D regulation mark. However, expanded format has also been announced to be unchanged following the black and white sets and beyond. Now, this was to mimic what Japan has been doing, because all the cards have had a letter kind of printed on the card itself, and so they would say, okay, cards A, B, and C are rotated out. And so they would go by that rule, not necessarily by which set they came from. And I think it wasn't until Sword and Shield where they finally did do those letter markings, and there was no explanation behind it. It was just noticed, and Pokebeach went on this like theory of like, this is what they're going to try to aim for. Like, there's no other reason why they would have these markings. And finally, now they're putting it into use. So, that's kind of I guess moving forward, that's how the rotation is going to work out, is that we're going to look at certain letter marked cards to keep in rotation, which I guess that makes it easier instead of just saying what sets, because, you always have those like mini sets that kind of count. You also have the promo cards. So, hopefully this makes it easier to track. We shall see. I've been out of the competitive TCG game for a very long time, so I'm not sure how impactful this is going to be. Other than that, that's actually pretty much it when it comes to the TCG department. What we can bring up now is Pokemon Center. I have my qualms with Pokemon Center. Well, I guess I'll talk about the new stuff that got dropped. I will first mention that we did get a couple more new Galar Pokemon plushes. We got the Milcery, I think it's Milcery Poke Plush, which is sold out by now. A Nickit Poke Plush, which is still in stock if you want it. But in addition to those plushes, they released more posable plushes, which I guess they have done this back a little while ago. There was like a Mewtwo posable plush and a Greninja posable plush. There was a couple more, but they've added now Obstagoon, Scizor, Cinderace, Corviknight, Lucario, Toxtricity Antform, and Cofagrigus. Now, the Scizor one is super cool. Unfortunately, it is sold out. I was very tempted to buy it. I am a fan of Scizor. I think it definitely lands in one of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. But what's, I think, more interesting than that, and even though I hold Scizor in high regard, I'm not a fan of Cofagrigus. But the concept of each arm on this Cofagrigus, there's 4 arms, each arm is individually posable. I think that's just really cool. I didn't want to invest in it, but if you're a fan of Pokemon plushes, and if you love Cofagrigus, hopefully you can find a way to get your hands on this one. Like I said, unfortunately right now it's sold out, but it's not surprising that it's sold out though. It's a very, very cool plush to have as just the collector's sake. My biggest beef right now though with Pokemon Center, well, there's a couple of reasons. Sometime earlier today, there was supposed to be some graduation, like a Pikachu graduation mug that was up, but it was never shown, and it was labeled as sold out, but I don't think it ever went on sale, or the listing ever went active. Same thing with like the next Pikachu Parade 25th anniversary thing. Like, that was shown earlier sometime last couple weeks ago or something like that, but it was never put back up, so we have no idea when that's coming out. But out of nowhere, Pokemon Center decides to drop another Pikachu Moods figurine. This one being the Annoyed figure. And just like its face, I think that's the same expression every collector had when trying to get this item. I unfortunately was, I think, an hour late to this party because I got wrapped up in my job that I didn't get a chance to look at Pokemon Center, and so I completely missed out on this product. But it appears, from what I seen social media wise and heard like other podcasters talk about it, It was not even up for like a second. It literally sold out just as the listing went up. And it may be a bot situation. I don't know. It's weird. It was limited to 2 per person, but yeah, it's no longer in stock. And so this really kind of frustrated me. Not so much the like bot situation, but more on me being as a collector trying to get this figure, and that kind of segues into my main topic that I want to get into about, the ups and downs of collecting. But just keep in mind, the Pikachu Moods Annoyed figure is sold out. Please do not go on eBay and buy this on eBay or any sort of aftermarket price, because it's going for probably at least, last I checked, it was at least $50-$60. So please, 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 please don't buy into that. It is not worth paying that much money for almost 4 times the amount. It's just think really long hard if you really need it. And I know as a collector, that is a very hard question to answer, which then leads me now to the main topic I want to get into. Because that's it for all the Pokemon stuff. We've covered all the news. Everything's out there except for the Pokemon Snap stuff, which I said will be saved for next week. But I want to talk about, I guess how do you collect and what it means to be a collector, and is there a right or wrong way to collecting? When is it too much? So my experience as a collector, I guess in a way as kids, we've always been collectors. Because, right, if we like a particular franchise, for me, it was Power Rangers. I was obsessed with Power Rangers. And so I made sure that for Christmas and my birthday, I've always asked for the Power Ranger toys. I remember having every figure of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, every figure of when they went to Ninja, when they went to Zeo. I had the Azors. I think the only one that I was missing out on was Titanus. And at some point, growing up, I'm sure probably some other people have experienced this. Mom says, hey, you got to get rid of these. And I did have to end up giving most of them up to some neighbors that didn't have any toys, because I was growing up, and that phrase of oh, you're too old now to have these toys. You have to grow up, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I went through that. Same thing with Ninja Turtles. I had a bunch of Ninja Turtle toys. It's from the movies, from the cartoons. I had the van. Oh man, I had a lot of it. Crash Dummies. Please hit me up if you know about Crash Dummies. Every time I bring up that show, no one has any idea what I'm talking about. Crash Dummies, I felt was the best toy for any kid, because you could break the toy and it's okay. That's the point of the toy. You're supposed to crash it into a wall or crash it into a table, let it fall. The guys would just fall into pieces. That show was amazing. I'm sure it's really not as amazing as if I look back on it now, but in my head it's still just amazing. The toys were awesome, and I really missed that. I kind of wish, I'm gonna go on eBay later and check out how much those toys could be. But I had a lot of those Crash Dummies. So, also, I think when I started kind of really wanting to collect, knowing that in my head, these are things that I want to have on a shelf, was Beast Wars. Beast Wars Transformers. I remember collecting a lot of the Maximals. I think my first one was Cheetor, because Cheetor was my favorite one. I remember I got good grades at school. I think I'm on a progress report. My mom wanted to reward me. So I was okay, I want Cheetor. This is going to be my first one. And then I got Rhinox eventually. And then I got Optimus. And then I got Megatron and Inferno. And eventually Depth Charge. And a lot of these Beast Wars I was putting on a shelf because they look so cool. And every once in a while I'll transform them into robot mode and go back into beast mode. And that was just a lot of fun. And I just felt I want to keep doing this. I want to keep collecting this. I got into Marvel Legends for, I think, maybe 3 or 4 waves. It was the Build-A-Figures, and I had them all standing up on a shelf with the Build-A-Figures, the main figure collection of each wave, in the back, because they were always the tall ones. And I guess my real first serious collection, this is going to be really weird and this is going to probably confuse a lot of people. Cars, Disney Pixar Cars. Due to, like, I guess, popular belief, disbelief, whatever the phrase goes, I know I'm going to probably get a lot of slack for this, but I really liked Disney Pixar Cars. I loved the concept to it. I loved the designs of all the cars. I thought the story was great. I was really into it. And so, because the toy cars were so cheap, and those toy cars were always like on a sale of like buy two, get one free or buy one, get one half off, I very much made it adamant that I was going to collect every single one of these. Because for a while, I think for about 3 waves, it was always new cars. There's the occasional Lightning McQueen that always comes up. And I think it wasn't until maybe 8, 9 waves in where there was already like I think double the Lightning McQueens that there were waves, and I just thought it was ridiculous. Like I get having regular Lightning McQueen, I get having Lightning McQueen like the new design that he kind of got, like the repaint or whatever, and then I understand Lightning McQueen, I think when it was like a different brand, a Dynaco branded one, like there was very few that I was like, okay, I get it. But I think what started me thinking I need to stop collecting was when it was Lightning McQueen with like tar in its teeth or something like that. And there was nothing different than any other Lightning McQueen car. It was just literally the mouth was showing teeth and there was like tar in there. I think that's what it was. And I was like, are you serious? Like you're selling me this for the same price, like for the $4 or $5 that it was, like. And there was more to it. There was like Lightning McQueen with a cone on its head, Lightning McQueen winking, like there was just too much, and I was just like, I'm over it. I can't do this anymore. I literally probably spent $200. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, right? I mean, you got to think back in the day. I remember I got them on sale, buy two get one free, or buy one get one half off. I never really paid full price for every single car. I always try to make sure I get the sale. I probably paid $200 in total. But when I stopped collecting them, I did profit off of it. I sold it to someone in Japan, actually. Someone in Japan bought it off from my eBay listing. Because this was when I came back from college and I needed money to pay, loans and whatnot. I managed to sell it for about $350. I think that was at the end. I walked away with $350 because I also had to pay quite a bit of money with shipping and stuff. But I was kind of nice. I was like, oh, it's not so bad. I had fun collecting these, and I still love the movie Cars, but it was just, I needed to get money to pay off some bills. It saddened me to sell that. I actually also sold a lot of my Beast Wars toys, which was very, very painful for me to go through because I love my Beast Wars toys, but it was just heartbreaking because I'm also, like I said, I'm a I feel like I can claim myself as a true collector. I'm not like a hardcore collector that I think I want to be, but I understand and value and respect the hobby, and I get the hunt for certain things. Now, when I started collecting Pokemon cards, because I wasn't too big into the TCG stuff, like I liked playing it when it came out, but when it came to Pokemon, like I always did the games. And I don't think I ever always got both games. I don't have both versions from every single generation, but I always tried to at least get one. So I was like, okay, that's kind of a collection. But I guess my next set of serious collection was comic books. I was like, okay, I want to start collecting Spider-Man comic books because I was working at a comic book store, so it was easily accessible to me. But then after I stopped working at a comic book store, I stopped collecting comics. But I'm still buying them. I don't get the time to read them anymore. Pokemon cards, it was easy access for me to get Pokemon cards, and I was collecting every set. I always try to get the booster box and elite trainer box of every X and Y set that had come out, and trying to up until this point, but it's been hard to because of the scalper situation and just because of the lack of money. I grew up, I have a family, and my financial responsibilities are different now, and I can't invest a lot of money. Now I'm making a little bit more that I can kind of splurge, and that's why when I talk about Pokemon Center drops, like I say, hey, I'm gonna buy this and this and that, and so I now have a bookshelf that is just full of Pokemon items that I collect, and the hobby is fun. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. No matter how bad the situation is, the hobby of just collecting is fun. What gets really bad is the fear of missing out. And this is where the Pikachu Moods comes in. Because I knew when I bought the first one, right, the Pikachu Moods Sleepy Pikachu, and it showed that picture that there was going to be 8 more, or 8 in total, whatever the number was, I knew that I had to make it a very like a very much high priority on my list of I need to collect this and make sure I get every single one. But when that Pikachu Moods angry or annoyed Pikachu sold out, it was like a hole just opened up in me where I knew this collection was not going to be complete. That if even if I managed to get all the other ones, I'm going to miss this one. And so now I'm like at a weird standpoint of, do I keep collecting them? Like they're $15, so they're not too terrible. But then am I going to be disappointed at the end? Like when I have everything lined up on a shelf, but I know I'm missing just the one Pikachu Moods. I think that is the biggest downfall when it comes to collecting, is you have like this, and I'm gonna make a lot of judgment calls here, so I do apologize in advance, but like we have this strange mentality that we have to have every single thing when we buy a start of a collection, right? It was very hard for me to buy just specific Sitting Cuties because I would want all the Sitting Cuties, but that's a lot of money, right? Financially responsible here. I can't spend that much money on this. What was another collection? Pins, the Pixel pins. Of all the Pixel pins released right now, it would cost me $200 at least to get all the current ones, and I don't think they're not finished doing all the Kanto ones. And if they do Johto, why stop at Kanto? You got to continue collecting Johto. It is such a bizarre feeling of this collective habit of we have to have everything that succeeds after this first one. Like we buy one into something, we have to have everything else. That's why cards is such like a dangerous hobby, because you buy a booster pack and you pull a full art and you go, oh man, this full art is awesome. But then you get this crazy idea of having a full art binder. Now you're going to go and seek out every single full art. But do you buy the singles or do you buy the booster packs? Because it's more rewarding if you buy a booster pack and just pull the card. But it's a lot cheaper if you just go directly for the single. Like, for instance, so this is the reason why I like buying random booster packs, like no matter where I go. It was just about a couple weeks ago, went into a Walgreens, there was 2 Battle Styles booster packs surprisingly left hanging there. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to grab one of them. I grabbed the one that was in the back. It was like an Urshifu cover one. Went into my car, started up my car, and I was like, okay, I'm going to open this now and see what I got. I pulled the alternate art Urshifu is a VMAX card, the expensive one, the Rapid Strike one with the Clobbopus and everything, like just swirling around there. I was so ecstatic when I pulled that card. Something that I think is valued right now for like $230. I paid $5 in a booster pack and got lucky. Like that drives me to continue to buy booster packs. But I understand that if I keep buying booster packs and I don't pull the card, like the chase card, the secret rare cards, I'm going to end up buying or paying more money for that card in booster packs than I would if I just bought, off TCG Player. A secret rare card can go anywhere from I've seen it as cheap as $3, certain ones, but let's just say a $20 secret rare card. if I buy 10 booster packs, I super exceeded how much the cost of that card is. And is it worth it? Again, the chase of it is fun and it's great, but financially, you do have to realize that it's just not reasonable to keep going. And not everyone agrees to that, right? And I get it. Everyone loves doing things a certain way. I think what's crazy is that this fear of missing out on a certain piece of a collection kind of drives us to be a little bit more, I don't know if cynical the right word here is, or even judgmental, but just more aggressive in being defensive about us, right? If someone says, "Oh, it's not a big deal, it's whatever, you don't have to have this," we kind of go on attack and say, "No, I have to, it's part of a collection, I'm going to feel incomplete, I don't, I might as well just not have bought this at all, and I'm never going to, feel like I've actually collected the whole thing." Like, I just think that's a really weird feeling, and I have that feeling a lot of the times. Like, right now, going through my sealed video game collection, it's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to really get all the sealed game collections and if this quest will ever be complete, but I'm going to try anyway. And I have to eventually force myself to be okay with not having every single thing. Like, the ups and downs, it's so weird. They're so extreme. And I don't know if they really truly balance each other out. Like, I'd never want to pay scalper prices. That is the last thing I want to do. Like, I refuse to pay scalper prices for a Blastoise VMAX battle box. Like, I have a shelf full of just Squirtle and Blastoise product, and I really, really want this battle box collection, and I've been trying to hold out, looking for it everywhere. I've yet to cave in to get it off eBay or to get it off, a third-party market or whatever, because I just don't think $40 is reasonable to spend on something that was originally $25. Like, it kills me that I don't have it, and I'm trying really hard to control myself to be like, okay, you just don't. Just be okay without this. Be patient. And that's, like, as collectors, we don't have a lot of patience. I know I'm saying a lot of stuff that, maybe there's like a handful of you that just are totally disagree, that you're like, no, we're nothing like that at all. Please tell me so. Like, tell me that I'm wrong and that the majority of collectors don't feel the way that I'm describing right now. Like, it's very hard to be a collector in anything. I see scalpers as collectors who feel entitled to get everything they want. Like, it's unfair that someone who works a 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday can't get cards or an item, even on Pokemon Center, because their job doesn't allow it, right? The job doesn't let them go on their computers to go to PokemonCenter.com, or, they can't be at Target waiting in line on Friday. But the people that make money off scalping are, like, able to do this because that's all they do. That's how they make their money. And it's such a weird dynamic, and it just doesn't settle well with me. So, how do you guys collect? And to what extent do you collect? Do you give yourself a limit? Do you set ground rules for yourself? Like, I kind of want to really reflect on how I collect, and if I'm truly, seeing the value of my money, in a personal way. Like, I don't care if the item I buy doesn't make me money in the future. I don't buy things to make money off of them. I buy things because I personally enjoy them. Like, I think they're cool things, and, I just want to have it as, like, something to eventually display. Perfect example. Well, I have two different examples, but first one I'll mention, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I think that's what it's called. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. The one that has the Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy on there. I bought 2 copies because I knew it was running out. I saw a lot of, eBay postings selling them for stupid prices. And I found an eBay listing for selling them for like $50 a piece. And I was like, okay, I'll buy 2. One, because, I want to eventually open up and play it. And the second one would just keep it sealed in case I ever just want to just display it. I think that'd just be something cool to display as a Mario fan. I'm not a huge Mario fan, but I just like having that available to me to be able to display that. Is it reasonable? Am I going to make money off of it? I don't think I'm going to sell it. I don't think that's what I ever want to do with it. I wanted it because I do like Mario 64 a lot, and I do like Mario as a game and as a whole. So yeah, I'm okay with the money that I spent. Another good example, Pokemon Pops. I am almost reaching to that point where I need to stop collecting Pokemon Pops because they are literally coming out with 26,000 versions of the same Pokemon. Like, how many Pikachus are we going to get? It's like the whole Lightning McQueen situation all over for me. You know, how many different Pikachus? How many different Charmanders? How many different Squirtles? Although I can't get enough for Squirtle. How many different Bulbasaurs? Like, it needs to stop, right? Like, there's Diamond, there's Flocked, there's Jumbo, there's the 18-inch Pikachu. Like, if it wasn't the fact that I have almost every single one, even the new ones that just got released. Well, I take that back. I did manage to lock down my pre-order for the Diamond Flareon, but the Diamond Jolteon is not up yet. But besides the Jolteon, I have every single Pokemon Pop that has been released except for Flocked Mewtwo. That is the one that I got kind of unlucky with the Funko shop where I had everything in my cart, but it just wouldn't let me check out. And I keep thinking to myself, do I pay the $40 to get it off some eBay user? Like, is it worth it to me? Like, I do feel strange right now that I know I have this hole in my collection that, I don't have that one pop. It's burning my head, but like, I also don't want to pay $40, $50 for it. It's, being a collector is frustrating. And I think it's just only more frustrating now because of Scalpers, because right now is a very bad time to get into the habit of collecting Pokemon cards. And even if we've been in there for a while, I know I've already talked about this frustration from everybody expressing that they wanted to get out of the hobby because it's no longer fun fighting over cards. It's just, I think it's easier to quit something now because of the situation happening. And it's sad because collecting is fun. That's what makes Pokemon so good. Like, the whole basis of it is collecting. Like, even though it's a Western phrase, like us here in the U.S. phrased it, gotta catch them all, it stuck because it was fun to go out on these adventures in these regions and collect every single Pokemon. It's a good feeling. It's a good hobby. Does the good outweigh the bad? Right now, I would probably say no, but if this was pre-pandemic, I probably would have said yeah, of course it is. Who doesn't want to pull a $230 card out of a $5 booster pack? Like, that's awesome. But yeah, I don't know, it's such a weird time. So yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to bring up, like my frustrations with collecting, but also some good highlights of collecting. Just having awesome displays. Like, I'm really happy with my Squirtle shelf. It's a small little setup. I'll probably post it on Instagram sometime this week, but I look at it, I'm like, I smile. I'm very happy with my little Squirtle Blastoise collection that I've got going on. Same thing with my Halo products. Like, I have the figures from the loot crate, the Halo loot crate that they used to do, and they're sitting on a shelf and they look pretty cool, and I'm happy looking at them. I used to collect the pin collection boxes for TCG, and I have them all on a cork board, and they look very cool, and I like how it's set up. Like, I miss that feeling though. And I think because it's so hard to get product, it just makes me go to the extreme of, like, I just want to stop collecting in general. So, I don't know. Do you guys have any inspiring words for me? I to be completely honest, don't say, be patient, keep for the positive, because I think we've done that so much at this point that we got to kind of accept the reality. But let's maybe find a different solution to kind of keep us in the collecting habit, because I think us as collectors really need something more I guess, uplifting or more motivational than just be patient. I think, if we accept the reality and find an alternate path to our collecting habits, then I think that's probably the ideal route to go. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for hearing me out on that one. Again, I'm interested in you guys' thoughts and comments about the ups and downs of collecting. And, seriously, let me know what you think. I'm very interested in hearing what others in the business, feel about collecting right now. And if it's changed since, the pandemic and whatnot. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up with, of course, our Pokedex trivia, where I read to you a Pokedex entry for a mystery Pokemon of this episode. And based off the entry, you have to guess what Pokemon it is. I cannot tell you, well, I can, but I won't tell you what game that Pokedex entry comes from. You're just going to have to go off by what I read and a couple of clues that I may give you. I'll read the Pokedex entry to you twice. I'll read the second time probably somewhere towards the closer to reveal the answer. It's a very short time frame, so kind of start thinking really hard on the Pokemon after I read the first entry here. So without further ado, let's get into the Pokedex entry. When it encounters a foe bigger than itself, it wants to throw it. It changes belts as it gets stronger. Well, for this Pokemon, I can tell you that it is a mono-type Pokemon. It has a hidden ability called Mold Breaker. I can tell you that the Pokemon has a counterpart to it. Kind of a, not necessarily a rival, but like a partner in a way. I don't know if that's the right way to describe that, but hopefully you get what I mean. It is a human-like Pokemon, and in my personal opinion, it's a very boring Pokemon. I'm not a fan of this one. I'm going to read to you the Pokedex entry one more time. When it encounters a foe bigger than itself, it wants to throw it. It changes belts as it gets stronger. All right, try to lock in your answer because I'm just going to go ahead and reveal it. It is none other than number 538, Throw, the Judo Pokemon. And also a very boring Pokemon. I'm sorry, I do not like these two fighting types, Throw and Sock. I think they're designed weird. I'm not excited ever to catch them when they were, I think, released in Pokemon Go. It's just like, oh, those guys, got it. Okay, got one. That's it. That's all I need to catch. I don't know. I'm sorry if there are Throw and Sock fans out there, but nothing about these Pokemon just yell out, "I'm awesome" at all. And I'm sorry for being extremely harsh. Maybe some of the trivia might change my mind. I don't know. Reading off of Bulbapedia here. Throw and Sock draw parallels to Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, although they were better, in that they're male-only fighting type Pokemon that appear to be related to each other. In both the anime and Pokepark 2 Wonders Beyond, Throw is slightly taller than Sock, despite being 4 inches shorter than it, according to the Pokedex. That's weird. And the last bit of trivia, Throw and Sock were designed by Ken Sugimori. Yeah, I don't have anything else extra to say. Even the shiny's not even that great. I don't know what it is with this Pokemon. Like, if you're a Throw fan and a Sock fan, please tell me, why do you like this Pokemon so much? And I'm not saying that in a condescending way at all. Please don't get me wrong. I do want to know, I guess, some cool facts or some cool trivia behind maybe Throw and Sock that I don't know or I'm not aware of, that maybe might make me look at them a different way. But I'm just like, oh yeah, Throw, that's a Pokemon from that one generation that I don't think I liked in general. Pokedex entry, that's all I need. Okay, no more Throws, bye. Like, I don't know, I still think Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are a much better fighting pair than Throw and Sock, but it is what it is. Alright, that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you again very, very much for hearing me out. I do appreciate all of you, every single one of you that listens to my episodes. If you ever want to reach out to me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at SpartanStrike07. If you want to write me an email, my email is spartanstrike07@gmail.com. All that information will be in the show notes, of course. Seriously, hit me up. Let me know of some topics you want me to talk about, some questions you want me to answer. Anything and everything. It doesn't really matter. I'm pretty open-minded, and I'll be more than happy to address it as long as it's deemed appropriate. And yeah, I'm really excited for next week. We get to talk about Pokemon Snap. Also, I should possibly be having a bonus episode coming out soon with my buddy Austin. Hopefully we got to kind of get in contact with each other again to make sure that we're kind of set to record an episode about us talking about the Alola region, about Sun and Moon, because we're going through the regions of Pokemon, the different generations, the video games, due to the 25th anniversary celebration happening, where every month is a different region that they're celebrating. So hopefully that'll be sometime before new Pokemon Snap comes out. We'll see. And then I'm going to attempt to set up streaming for new Pokemon Snap when that comes out. So a lot of good things to look forward to. I'm really excited about it. I just got to make sure I get all my other adult responsibilities taken care of. And again, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. And I can't wait till next week so we can continue talking about anything and everything Pokemon.